Every now and then I like to do a little nature video just to have a little break from doing the Bible prophecy videos that are more serious. And I just want to show some of my photography and some of the beauty around me. And I got a real special bit of clips to share with you to show you what it's like driving in the Rocky Mountains. So I'm putting together a nature video and showing some beauty, and I just wanted to share a little bit of what it's like to drive in the Rocky Mountains. You know, if you look at the atlas and you see, you know, the flat part of Colorado, and then you see where the foothills start, and then the mountains. And this is entering the foothills and going up in there in the winding roads and everything. Now, I have to tell you something that's really strange, and that is that the mountains, you know, these are the same mountains that my parents drove when we were children. And I just couldn't help but notice a drastic change in the appearance of the mountains. They used to look a lot more forested and lush. I can't really describe it. It's very, I don't know whether it's that I've grown up and so they look smaller to me or what it is exactly. But I can tell you this, when my mom and I went up there after the huge, horrible flood, we had a flood like Hurricane Helene, and it wiped out all of the roads and everything. Some of the roads in the mountains broke off, and the boulders and logs and trees came down the river, flash flooded, and it wiped out everything along the riverbeds. One of the things that I didn't even mention this, but my sister said to me something about noticing that there weren't places to pull off to go have a picnic or whatever. Well, I said that's exactly right, because it was the flood that literally, if you had seen how nice it was before, there were, you know, like two sets of roads, one going up, one coming down the mountains, and there would be all of these pull-off places to where you could pull your car in and kind of be sort of hidden back there. And then you could have a picnic. You could light a fire in a little barbecue pit, and you could have a picnic by the river. And the river, you could walk all around the forested area by the river and walk and, you know, take your shoes and socks off and freeze your feet in the river. You know, I mean, it was totally full of these beautiful little places where you could pull off that were like nature areas. And they had a lot of trees, and it wasn't just there was nothing there. But when we had this flood in 2013 that did massive amounts of damage, we were shocked when Mom and I drove up there at the damage to the river. It wiped out every single one of those places where we used to pull off and picnic as kids. It literally wiped it away to where it doesn't even exist anymore. And they didn't try to rebuild them or anything. So when you're driving along, there's no place to pull off. There's no place to picnic, or, you know, some people would fish for trout. And it drastically changed the look of the mountains. And that's no exaggeration. It was extremely damaged, and every bit as bad as Hurricane Helene. And we had flooding even at our house. I was trying to keep the water from coming in the garage, and it was unreal. But we were up on a hill, so I was, you know, my mom and I were trying to sweep the water out of the garage, and it was coming in higher and higher, so I was putting a barricade around the garage door, you know, and I was shoveling wheelbarrowfuls of water and going and dumping them by the tree. So it was really the most bizarre flood we had ever. It was like a 100-year flood or something. And they said that literally the clouds, this is when I was lifting up my almond tree and praying to the Lord, praying for rain and everything. And I don't know if there's any correlation to that or not, but it was very strange that the clouds sat over Colorado for 7 days and did nothing but rain, rain, rain. And we had a huge amount of rain, 18 inches or something like that, just in a bucket that I had. And that doesn't include all the rain that soaked into the ground. It was overloaded with rain. So anyway, we noticed a big change in the mountains, and it's no joke. It literally damaged it forever. It's never going to be the same. And that was pretty sad because it was so fun, you know, and you didn't have to go all the way up to the high part of the mountains to picnic. You could just pull off and, you know, have a good time with your family and stuff. Those days are gone. So I wanted to share some of driving up there, but it just doesn't look the same to me. It doesn't look as forested. And I know that there's been thousands more vehicles going up there, so I don't know if that's had an impact on it, but it just does not look, to me, as beautiful as it did. It's still pretty, don't get me wrong, but anyway, I wanted to share some video clips of some of nature and share a little bit of this beauty with you, because every day it's nothing but bad news all over the place, and I just like to take a break from all of it. So I hope you enjoy seeing the Rocky Mountains of Colorado and a little bit of nature around here.